What's up, your girl G here. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. And
long story short, your girl and forgot to check to make sure the mic was freaking connected. So at least y'all can still hear me at the end of the day. Y'all just stay tuned in.
looks like we have another series that has premiered. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Now the series had an episode last week. I literally just was able to catch up on it. Love and Hip Hop is really kind of one of the only new shows that's premiering right now because we're still waiting on Atlanta. I think everybody has pretty much just like checked out on that for real. But we have this, and then New Jersey, shoot, that's getting ready to go off. We really don't have too much, but because everything that's been going on with Scrappy and Chaotic and, you know, all that stuff kind of happening here recently, if you kind of missed those details, go check out my other video where I kind of talked about Scrap. Y'all, he got another baby on the way. Baby number 5. Ooh, yikes. You already said you were couch surfing, and then you throw a baby into the mix, Scrappy? I don't think that was the smartest decision, but do you? And so yeah, we're gonna see a lot of this episode kind of really Scrappy trying to figure out his life, and Carly and her midlife love crisis. So yeah, so far, like I said, we're 2 episodes in. Y'all jump in the comments, tell me what you feel about Love and Hip Hop so far, what you think the season's gonna give. And Kirk and Rashida. Ooh, y'all, Kirk and Rashida. let me scoot over my chair for Kirk and Rashida, because let me tell you, matter of fact, we gonna get into it. If you new to my girl, if you new to my channel, rewind that back. My brain. Sometimes with like your brain and your tongue, they just not connected, and in that moment they just turned off. Okay, don't judge me. So Kirk and Rashida, yeah, we're gonna get into that. But if you're new to my channel, you know what to do. Subscribe, right? Because you're not gonna come over here, keep watching, and then not subscribe, right? That kind of don't feel right in your spirit. You know that, and it don't feel right in my spirit, because I feel like if we gonna come here on my channel, like, let's get to know each other, all right? And the button's free. It's free, okay? I ain't trying to take him in like the IRS or like Trump, okay? Speaking of, get registered to vote, y'all. If you are not registered to vote, make sure you go out there and get registered to vote. And everybody else who already been on your girl's channel, you already know what's up. Drop in the comments, let me know what you stopped by, and tell what you feel about this episode. So yeah, open up where we picked off. Not really where we picked up from last time, but they did obviously do the playback of Carly destroying the whole goddamn party room. But the first thing that happened in this episode actually was it Carly and Jessica? What's her girl's last name? White? Jessica White, I think it was. Yeah, Carly. Okay, so they're living together now? I'm confused. When did they start living together? And why are they living together? Like, when did that happen? Somebody explain that to me. It's like, I'm just Carly and Jessica White, but I could have sworn Carly, did she have her own house? Is Jessica White moved into Carly's place? Like, I'm confused. I'm Confucius. But nonetheless, Jessica White and Carly, they cohabitating, and Carly's basically just going off about Bambi, how basically Carly got PTSD. She's doing everything but handling the traumatic stuff with a therapist. Okay, go sit on somebody's couch, Carly, because this relationship PTSD that you got, you know, you don't even like trust your friends who are actually reaching out to your man to plan a nice birthday, you know, trip for you. Your friend was trying to help you out, okay, plan a nice little birthday trip that didn't nobody even want to come to, and now here it is, you talking about don't nobody reach my man or whatever. And it's just kind of like Carly is having this discussion again, just like, I just can't do this, you know. It's just like, I'm just too old for this shit. And it's like, right, Carly, you hit the nail on the head. You too old for this to be picking the dudes that you're picking, because you're saying this almost as if you don't have any control or play a part in the type of dudes that you're in relationships with. You know, and you know how you know? Because you're old enough to know, Carly. You knew college, okay? You knew Arkansas Mo was, ain't he still in jail? Arkansas Mo, ain't he? Because you know, the feds got him. right? Because ain't he still in jail? Ain't he serving like, was he serving like 26 years for ripping off the IRS, the alphabet folk? Who else were you dating? Lamar, you tried to put that little stint with Lamar Odom. Like, Lamar Odom still is trying to tug on Khloe Kardashian's coochie hairs. So that wasn't even like something that was legit. Like, Carly, like you said, you too old for this, and you too old for this because you're not really doing the work. Okay, you want to change the man, but you don't want to change, and that's why it's looking like people is slowly but surely kind of like disintegrating their friendships with you because it's getting to be too much. But Jessica gave her good advice. You know, you sitting here talking about, oh, you know, I just want to find a man to love me or love you, whatever. She's like, well, girl, that start with loving yourself. And Jessica White, she a little ditzy little thing, and she can be sometimes in the forest with no trees, okay? But she does have a good heart. I can tell she does have a good heart. And she does seem like a very, very loyal person. And so when she basically just was kind of explaining that to Carly, it's just like a polo ting ting, and Carly over there crying, well, I'm just too old for this. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And you sitting here talking to this dude, what his name, Tilo or something like that, and he looked like he just graduated college, but you know, Carly just, my man, I got my man, I'm so in love. How you so in love? You just broke up with 1501 last season. That was just last season, Carly. And you talking about you in love. Girl, miss me. So yeah, she was upset about the baby situation, and there was something else that Jessica was also saying. Basically just like, because she's in the middle, you know, she needs to talk to both of her friends. And she was kind of explaining that to Carly, like, you know, she did reach out for you, but let me, you know, I got to talk to her to figure out what really is the problem. So in the next scene, speaking of problem, Kirk and Rashida meet up with baby mama. Jasmine, I think is her name. Now, if I'm not mistaken, was Jasmine a dancer? I'm pretty sure she was a dancer. Wasn't she a dancer? I'm in love with a stripper. Okay, was she a stripper? I could have sworn she was. But yeah, so she come in, and Rashida decides to sit in on this because other people basically kind of convinced her that at the end of the day, girl, you do realize you in the middle of this because you with this man. As long as you're with Kirk, you do play a part in this. And you know, Rashida tried to give the, oh, you know, I don't got time for this. And Jess like, hi, Rashida, you know, how are you? And, you know, she tried to come. It was definitely, you know, calm but assertive energy of just like, okay, we gonna sit here and talk. Let's get to the nitty gritty and try to figure this shit out because, like, we too grown for this. And the person that really, you know, is losing in all this is Cannon. And or to Rashida, that boy, that kid, okay? And so Rashida was like, well, let's start with Defects. Like, why Defects calling us? And so she was like, girl, that was already closed case, done. She was like, you know, you wouldn't throw up Defects, but like Kirk took him to school 2 hours late. What? 2 hours late? Now if that's what's happening, 2 hours late, like because Kirk couldn't get to him, or was he 2 hours late because, like, what was the reason? But nonetheless, there is a miscommunication of expectations. Let's just put it that way. Because all Rashida is focused on is the fact that we shouldn't be having no problems from you, little girl. Because last time I checked, the checks is clearing. That's all Rashida is thinking. The checks is clearing. Anything you need, that boy need, has been straight. So we should be hearing a peep out of you. But for her, she also is still thinking like, okay, yeah, I got the money, but where is Kirk at? Because if you know, don't recall, you remember that one week out of the month you're supposed to get him every third week, and Kirk tried to sit there and play like he didn't remember. He remembered. You saw it on his face. You could tell, kind of like he rolled his eyes, kind of like a dang, like yeah. She's like, boy, it's on the contract that we signed. Like, you know that. And so I think Rashida is really trying to discount where Jasmine is coming from, simply for the fact that she was a side chick. Let's just call it what it was. Kirk was on his Martell shit, and ding dong, baby. Shout out to Bernie Mac, rest in peace. 9 months later, ding dong, baby. And she showed up to the front step like Yvette with the baby, and she just sitting here rocking the baby, just rocking the baby, and showing up like, hey, I need help. This your son. And Kirk basically closed the door in her face, and I'm sure a lot of criticism does go to Kirk just for the fact that you created this mess. As he said, I couldn't even walk outside without being America's most hated man. Women, were just disgusted with me, and it was just so hard. And Jackson was like, you ain't no victim. He's like, you ain't no victim because you not. That's so crazy to think that these men, it's like once y'all start having to deal with the consequences of your actions, now all of a sudden it's woe is me. It's been so hard for me. I've been having to deal with this and people turning their back on me and that and I'm just, it's been so, yeah. What would you think was gonna happen after your actions like that? Like, it's just like, sometimes it just really leave me gobsmacked. But it's Rashida, this is where, she wants to be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Because Rashida can sit there and say, we do everything, for that boy, when he's over at our house, he doesn't get no love different from our kids because at the end of the day, I took Kirk back. So, I take what comes with it. That's really kind of like how you did it. The old school ladies, like, yo man showed up with a baby and you started raising it like like you gave birth to it, like you kicked that baby out your womb 9 months ago. And because she took her back, she's right, like you do have to accept what comes with it. But we're not gonna sit there and act, Rashida, like you don't have very much a barrier or a wall when it comes to how you interact with him. Yeah, he around your house and stuff, and it don't seem like really around your house like that because Kirk isn't even sticking to the one time a month that he is supposed to pick him up, and you know that because when she was like, you missed his birthday, oh, you talking about the same birthday I paid for and put gifts for? The reason you pay for it is because you were missing it. And so that's where it's always this problem when dudes get on child support where they feel like they're doing right by taking care of their kids. Oh, I take care of my kids because technically you sending in the ducats. But raising kids is not just financial. It's really more like the personal stuff, actual of raising a kid. She's talking about y'all want to judge me, when it came to because Jasmine ended up talking to her friend later on in the episode. I'm just gonna talk about that right now because yeah, so later on in the episode, I'm just gonna tie it in with this because we're talking about Jasmine. Y'all saw that she had her friend. She was like, "It's my friend Erica." What? She was giving stripper, right? I like, she said my friend. Like, I'm sorry, but she was giving. I could have sworn this was also maybe I was like I could have sworn she was a dancer because she was like, "Yeah, my friend." I was like, it's giving. We clean dollars out of our G-strings in the back together, okay? That's what he was giving. But she basically, was like, she doesn't know everything, but she, is around and has been around for when I've had, these tough times. And, the girl basically gave her advice because she's like struggling because Jasmine at the end of the day is like, I do want us to be in a better place, but I'm not going to sit here and act like, Kirk ain't doing no slot because after they sat down, Rashida got up because she was like, look, we just need to get everything together so we can be good for that boy. Y'all figure it out. She got up and left. And so Jasmine was like, you keep saying that you're going to be there. I have to see about taking your word for it. And so Kirk all of a sudden was like, oh, so if I show up, you're not going to be in, your birthday suit. And she was like, excuse me? She was like, what, Kirk? He was like, yeah, you're not going to be in your birthday suit. And she was like, oh, you making shit up. Now, this is where, once again, it's like, who do we believe in this situation? Because both of y'all is some sneaky lying some of us, okay? So who do you trust? Do I believe Jasmine in the comfort of her home is probably wearing, cute little boy shorts, or, just a big old t-shirt, nothing under it? Like, cause that's really the way to go. Like, everybody know when you at home, you wear no bra. Like, the women's know, like, the real ones, like, you get older, I don't wear nothing to bed. Okay, I just wear a big t-shirt. Okay, nothing on under it. Wedding her t-shirt in my knees. I'll just tell you. I was singing that song when I was younger. I had no business. No business. But nonetheless, I really felt like he low-key was putting that out there to try to make her look bad. But it's really gonna backfire on you, Kirk, because if that's what she's doing, we then gotta question, well, what's your response to it? Because we know previously your responses was to walk in her house after that. Okay? So it's I don't know what the purpose of you bringing that up was. Like, it was giving, he was trying to make her look bad, make it look like she was the one instigating. Like, if I come to the door, you're not going to show up naked, are you? Like, I really kind of feel like he was trying to, like, put it on her. And it's like, even if she was doing those things, like, it's more about what you're doing, And so her rebuttal was, okay, this is what you want to do. Just know I don't delete no receipts. I don't delete no messages. And he's like, well, I'm not going to sit there and act like and like, he stopped talking because she got up and walked away. And I was like, here we go. Kirk and Rashida, they are deciding to play with fire this season because everybody's been complaining about the fact that they really low-key have been getting away with not really giving much the past 2-3 seasons. And so now they're bringing Jasmine on board to try and keep their biggest check. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, the girl Jasmine, she was talking to her friend and was like, what should I do? She was like, girl, Rashida don't give a fuck about you. She don't care how you feel. She was like, she constantly was judging, talking about, oh, why is he not potty trained at 2 years old? And it's like, you want to sit there and judge, but like, are you helping? Like, and I'm talking as just like an aunt to my niece, and like people is potty training is not just some easy feat, and a lot of times it is always left to the woman to do those things. And it's like, this is where we look for like dudes now. That's why you can't just be giving any type of dude no kid, because it's like, you should want to get in on helping those things, and they don't. And so it's like, going to sit there and talk about how the kids aren't ending up in the way that y'all like, but also ignoring how your lack of input plays into that as well, So she's like, I really just kind of been keeping it to myself because I just, I don't want to like create a whole bunch of problems, but like, I can't sit there and act like it's like he not doing what he doing. So she's like, I just don't know how Rashida is gonna take it. And she's like, when she hear about this, I don't know how she's gonna take it, because I feel like Jasmine tried to come on the show and be real, medial, like in the middle, not really causing a lot of fuss for Rashida. And I think Kirk kind of low-key came to her with a game plan of like, look, you gonna be on the show with us, this will put a few dollars in your pocket, because that's what they really need. Like, if she get a few dollars in her pocket, she'll stop bothering them, essentially. And they're willing to do it because they know they need something to stay on the show. So I think, Jasmine kind of came, all right, I'm gonna be good, I'm gonna try to be cordial. But with Kirk trying to pull that, oh, don't come to the door naked stuff, I think she's like, oh, you trying to play with me? Oh, okay. Game on. And it's like, oh shit, Kirk, you didn't got it up and started now. So there was really kind of a whole bunch of little scenes of everybody just kind of talking about the problems that they had with each other. Y'all know Sierra damn near went into anaphylactic shock when she did that big old tattoo on her leg, infected, y'all. It really was swole. When you saw the videos, it literally looked like one leg got stung by 1,000 bees. So Saucy Santana and Chaotic came over there, and they just kind of chopped it up with her. Basically was like, how you feeling? And she was just like, y'all, I really feel like abandoned. Like, a lot of people I thought was gonna be there for me wasn't, And Saucy was like, I ain't even gonna lie. I thought you was just finna go. He said, I thought you was finna come out with some numbing cream. You know, she's like, well, shit, I did get that. And I think it is too, because like when she said on social media, all she said was infection. You know, I got an infection, had to go to the hospital. She didn't necessarily give in detail like how bad it was, but from the pictures that I saw on Instagram, when she said infection, I took it as like a pretty bad infection just because of what the picture looks like. And typically, because it was a tattoo, that's a bloodstream thing. So I took it as kind of like a serious thing. But so now she got a problem with Zale, and Saucy told her like Zale feel like he basically was used as and Sierra wouldn't be friends with Saucy and not her. And she was like, what the? She was like, that didn't even, no. She's like, I'll be friends with who I want to be friends with. And then Zale had commented something real like passive aggressive petty on her post talking about I miss Ghetto Girl Eats. And this is what they end up beefing about at the end of the episode. So then y'all, Erica, what's his face? Scrappy and Momma Dee talking about going to business together. Why? You see Erica and Scrappy walk through the place. Yeah, this is good. This good. Yeah, this would be nice. This nice. Erica's like, I know what you're thinking. This, you know, this could go bad, but you know, Momma Dee crazy, but she really is, you know, kind of smart. I do think Momma Dee would have a really good business, or a really good spot if she called it like the Palace, Enchanted, whatever. A lot of people, because Momma Dee is a staple in Atlanta. Now, as far as Scrappy and Erica, on the other hand, I wouldn't bet on black when it came to not bet on black as in like bet on black them as in like they black folks. I mean bet on black just as in like, you know, putting all your chips in is what I mean. Okay, hey, chill out. Yeah, Momma Dee said it right. I don't think y'all should work together. Nope. Plus, and Erica's like, you don't think I should work with him? Or she was like, you don't want to work with us? Or you don't want to work with him? Or what? And Momma Dee basically straight up said, I don't think you should work with Scrappy because then it could be late. And he was like, damn, hater much? No, she was being honest. And that's the problem with a lot of these people who have the mentality like Scrappy. When somebody tell you at the truth, now all of a sudden they become a hater. Okay, that's how Letitia be on Love Marriage Huntsville. When somebody starts telling you the truth, now all of a sudden they a hater. Nigga, Scrappy, if your own mama is saying you don't pay shit on time, that definitely gives some validity to what Bambi was saying. And then Momma Dee, that's even more shit because you was talking about Bambi was lying. But yeah, here you are in the middle of this little cigar lounge talking about Scrappy can't do shit on time. So like, you see how you just be lying for your son? That's why he in the situation he in now, because you always capping for him. And so yeah, Scrappy, you need to take a hard look in the mirror, because if your own mama is saying don't do business, that's something to take a look in the mirror about. Plus also she got her own little thing, you know, that she kind of was thinking about doing solo dolo. So Bambi and Jessica White get together, basically just to talk about Carly. Bambi is annoyed that Carly Light came after her. She was like, but y'all trying to do you a favor, but nobody wants to show up to your party. Did nobody like you? Ain't nobody want to be beside you, ho? Like, did nobody want to be at your birthday? And so she was like, sometimes she could just do too much. Like, you know, even talking about you, not that she was just dogging you out, but she was like, girl, she take naps all day. I'm confused because like, if y'all living together, like that's her place, right? Or is she living with Carly? Like, then that would be different. Maybe where you'd be like, you walk around the house, you just see the person you live with taking naps all day. But she like, bitch, I'm doing previous IVF stuff, and like, you know, if she is doing IVF, you know, taking the shots and everything, I do hear the side effects of that. You know, it can make you tired and all those types of things. And she's like, I'm not even drinking red wine. I'm drinking water. I said, ooh, you know, it is a serious thing. Because, you know, Jessica, that bitch gonna keep a drink, okay? That bitch stay drunk and loopy. Like, she be on all the good red wine and white people narcotics. Xanax, what they call the other one? What's the Ambien, Valium, okay, the opioids, so yeah, so that color on Bambi looks super cute too, y'all. But yeah, basically, Bambi at this point is kind of feeling like everybody else, where it's like, damn, now I'm feeling like I get why everybody like don't really mess with Carly, because like, yo, what is this? You know, come and talk to me, not just be. I think Carly creates problems in her life for the sake of creating problems, not only for the show, but also because she don't know nothing else. Sometimes people only know how to operate in chaos, organized chaos, because it's the chaos that they created. So then we basically end with everybody showing up for Momma Dee, her little tasting. And so now Erica's confused because she's like, wait a minute, like, so is this what you're trying to do? I'm confused. And so she was like, Momma D, you should have just said something, because like, you know, if we gonna do the restaurant, we can't do this and the restaurant. So Scrappy, he walk up like, we're sub, you know, this ain't, he didn't even want to take the plate of food. And so when he walked up there to talk to Momma D about it, she was just like, basically like, look, y'all, I can't do business with y'all both. I can't, you know, regardless, because at the end of the day, you know, even if we do business, you know, and it is y'all too, at the end of the day, it's my food, you know. And so I get it, you know. She also wanted to give a because she kept trying to say, I'm just trying to test out the food. And Erica's like, well, yeah, we would have tested out the food at the restaurant. That's how that worked, you know? And so it's like, yeah, that is kind of how it worked. But Momma Dee basically like, I can't do it. So Sierra shows up, you know, she sits down, and Chaotic being messy call over Zale. And Zale, he barely can talk. Everybody just all type of effed up. Sierra barely can walk. Zale barely can talk. Got his tooth taken out. Talking to Saucy all sideways because Saucy don't want to mess with him because he got this dude, Chef D, back. Chef D walked out of his life because he said, if you with Zale again, I'm outie. And Zale did it again. Zale came back in the picture. And Saucy wasn't expecting old dude to stand on business, and he did. Old dude wants marriage and everything, but y'all, Saucy said Tanner, he's a commitment phobe, for real. But nonetheless, you know, Saucy's good with Zale, but Zale be doing too much. He's dramatic. We all know that. And so when he sat down with Sierra, she was like, well, what's up? What's the real problem? He basically was like, you fake. She was like, who the fuck you call him fake? You know, you used to be with your Hollywood friends over there. That's who's fake. So because ain't nothing about me fake. You know, he's like, you just want to be nothing because he was like, talking sideways because Saucy, you know, you ain't want that because, you know, you don't want hell and that's not me. And she was like, man, we got to talk another day because I can't understand you saying, you know? He basically just kind of feeling like, but also too, it's like y'all both were doing the same shit because when he had his situation, Sierra posted up under like at Ghetto Girl Eats, like she was using it as a moment. I remember when we talked about it when all that shit was going on with them. And it was definitely not something a friend would do. So it basically ended with them just kind of really just calling each other both fake. But I'm trying to think if I missed anything. I don't think so. You guys. Yeah, and the episode ended with them fighting over there at Momma Dee's little shindig. But y'all jump down in the comments, let me know what you feel about the episode. You agree with Momma Dee about not going into business with them too? Do you feel like Erica? I don't know what you're doing. I get that you feel like you got a little bit of clout with Scrappy, but Scrappy don't have clout for the good reasons. And bitch, neither do you. Because after this last season, people definitely are looking at you way different. For real, way different. Yeah. I'm trying to think anything else. I don't think so, you guys. So y'all make sure to drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think about the episode. Like I said, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will catch you in the next video. Deuces.